Hello students, hope all of you are well at your home. Dear students, in the last lecture we have discussed about meristematic tissues in plants. Now today I am going to explain about the permanent tissues in plants. So let's start permanent tissues in plants. Dear students, you must know that permanent tissues are formed by cell division and cell differentiation of meristematic tissues, and they are composed of those meristematic cells which have lost their dividing capacity. Okay students, as the cells of permanent tissues don't have dividing capacity, so they have definite shape, size, thickness and function. Okay students, the permanent tissue may be dead such as xylem vessels or living such as parenchyma tissues. Dear students, if we talk about their types, then on the basis of their structure and composition, the permanent tissues are classified into two types: simple permanent tissues and complex permanent tissues. Now students, let's understand about the simple permanent tissues. Dear students, simple permanent tissues are made up of same types of cells which are similar in their structure and function. And there are two types of simple permanent tissues: protective tissues and supportive tissues. Now students, let's know about the protective tissues in details. Students, as their name indicates, these tissues are primarily protective in their function, and they are consisting of epidermis and cork cells. Students, epidermis is the one cell thick outermost layer of various body parts of plants such as leaves, flowers, stems and roots. From the outside, the epidermis layer is covered by a layer of cuticle, which is a waterproof layer of waxy substance known as cutin, and it is secreted by the epidermal cells. Students, you should know that cuticle is very thick in xerophytes. Students, you already know from previous junior classes that xerophytes are the plants such as cactus which are adapted to dry or desert areas. Students, you can see the portion of epidermis and cuticle in a cross section of a stem as given in front of you. In this section, you can see a single layer of epidermis which covers the inner layer of tissues. From the outside, epidermis is covered by a cuticle layer. Students, the cells of epidermis of leaves are not continuous at some places due to the presence of stomata. Students, let's understand the structure of stomata. Students, stomata are the tiny pores present over the surface of leaves, and these are guarded by a pairs of bean-shaped cells known as guard cells. Stomata in epidermis are responsible for the gaseous exchange takes place during photosynthesis and respiration in plants. Okay students, stomata also helps in transpiration. Okay students, you must remember that these are the only epidermal cells who have chloroplast, means they are photosynthetic in nature. Students, in most of the plants, stomata generally remain closed during night and remain open during the daytime. Okay students, let's know the function of epidermis. So the main function of epidermis is to protect the plant from the desiccation and various types of infections. As epidermis is covered by cuticle, so it prevents the excessive transpiration and evaporation of water, hence prevent wilting in the plants. Students, as we have already discussed that stomata on epidermis allows the gaseous exchange during the photosynthesis and respiration, and stomata also helps in transpiration. Now students, let's know about the another type of protective tissue known as cork or phloem. Students, in older roots and stems, tissues at the periphery become cork cells or phloem, which are dead cells with thick wall and do not have any intercellular space. Students, the cell wall in the cork has deposition of a waxy substance known as suberin, due to which the cells of cork become impermeable to water and gases. So now students, let's finally know about the functions of cork. Students, cork has deposition of suberin, so it is protective in function and thus prevent desiccation, infection and mechanical injury to the internal tissues. Due to imperviousness, lightness, toughness, compressibility and elasticity, it has high commercial value. It is used for insulation as shock absorber in linoleum. Students, cork is also used in making the variety of sports goods such as cricket balls, table tennis rackets, shuttlecocks, wooden paddles, etc. So students, this is all about the simple permanent tissues of plants. Hope now this topic is clear to you. Thank you.